Hello and welcome back, folks. We are live. Round 6, Sunday series. It's at Spa Francorshamps. And as a reminder, Spa was today in the morning. No F1 spoilers. Gonna get that off the table real early for the people in chat that haven't had the chance to watch it due to work or not. But welcome back, folks. We've got a thrilling one today. You may have heard my commentary on it earlier, talking about this round and this championship being so important to the integral parts and the standings of this series. But before we get into that, talking through the action today, I'm Carson Kass. Joined with me in the booth tonight, Saagar Bakshi. Welcome. How are you? Okay, so you may have heard it earlier. I may have mentioned Quinn Smith was. It says you're muted, Saagar. So sad. You all good on that end?
All good. Thank you very much.
Anyway, in the booth with me tonight, it's Saagar Bakshi, also talking through the action.
I'm excited to hear more about this championship. This is going to be really exciting. Thank you very much for the no spoilers alert right now. I really appreciate it because I have not watched the F1 race, but watching 2 races at Spa, we're going to have a 75-minute race that I'm really excited to see, and the championship has been really tight. So let's take a look at that and let us know what's going on, Carson.
So on pole, you've got, or on the pole, on to the top of the championship, you've got Quinn Smith, who I mentioned was missing tonight, but that actually won't be true. It'll make the challenge harder for Kenneth Portis and Ricardo Rivera, who each sit 14 and 15 points behind him respectively. And Ali Raza will be behind them by about roughly 19 points. So that championship spoils for him is going to be a little bit rough, as a bit of a spoiler for that part. But Ali Raza has to win, and he's in next week at Misano. But for Ricardo Rivera and Kenneth Portis, it's all about beating Quinn Smith and ending up on the podium. But overall, I think everybody's got a good chance in that top 4 to end up with a win out here tonight. The only one that hasn't is Ricardo Rivera, Saagar, who has gone 2-3-2 gap in 2, yet to be off the podium, but yet to be at the top step.
Man, and is it going to be hard to beat Quinn Smith? In the practice sessions alone, he's been able to run a 2:15.9 to Tyler Carr's 2:16, and the rest of the crew running 2:16s or 2:17s. This man is on another level. So Ricardo Rivera and Kenneth Portis are going to have a lot of work to do ahead of them, or hope for something bad to happen to Quinn Smith.
And yeah, we don't prey on the downfall of other drivers outside of the sim, but in the sim, all is fair in love and war, unfortunately. Quinn Smith hoping to just stay atop the podium and stay in the podium, as that will set him up pretty good if he wins or he doesn't here at Spa tonight. But let's jump quickly into quali. Quinn Smith, you mentioned 3/10 above anybody else in the practice, and I think it might be attributed to that very loud guttural moan of the Mustang, to be honest with you. That thing is quick in a straight line, and that certainly helps your lap times. Make a mistake at Erouge and Radion, which I now know how to pronounce. Erouge? You're better on the pronunciation than that. Erouge, sorry, because we get the bystander dissipation. So we'll jump on board with Jace Wright, the V10 Lamborghini, who's done pretty good so far this series, but has missed some rounds, and he's in 9th right now with some missed rounds. 15th, he had a DNF due to some damage.
Oh man, not looking good for him. But you know who actually did take home a win in the last lap? That was Kenneth Portis II against Ricardo Rivera at Indy. So I'm excited to see what Kenneth Portis can do with these lap times and the track temperature being up there in the 23, 26s. What's up, Rue Paper Scissors? Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to see how some people will do. And actually, Matt Artem, surprisingly, in the 414 Audi of all cars, is actually doing really well in this practice session. He was up in the top 5, so I can't wait to see what he's up to.
Yeah, top of the tables for an R8 was not on my bingo card tonight. If you are inventing Trackalicious bingo, I would love to see it. But welcome, Dr. Porkchop. Welcome, VG, Spy Socks, Logan Sargent Fanboy. Sorry, it just started raining really hard, and I thought my entire house was about to collapse. Either way, welcome to you, Saagar. You were speaking in chat earlier. Spy Socks, Dev664. Everyone, very big welcome. We've got excellent racing for you. 75 minutes right after this 15-minute quali session, split into odds and evens, as is tradition in Trackalicious. But, Saagar, running through the format real quick.
The format's going to be one 75-minute race, and we're going to need a required pit stop for everybody here tonight. And I believe there is mandatory fuel, if I'm not mistaken. Carson, is that correct?
Yes, I believe so. I think it's a mandatory you have to fuel, but I think it's only a 1 liter.
Let's double check that. 20-minute quality session split by 2 cars, 75-minute race with a mandatory pit stop, mandatory fuel with no fixed refueling time, and optional tires. So a little bit about that setup, right? So it'll be 25 seconds, or excuse me, it'll be 57 seconds transient time in pit lane no matter what. So that's null across the board. 30 seconds for optional tires. That's null across the board. Mandatory refuel. That's the one that's going to shake things up. If people don't take tires, they can optionally take at least, yep, SpySock's got it, a splash and dash race then. But can you make the tires last, Carson, on a track like Spa? You've got so many fast corners like Blanchimont, Poulon. How do you maintain your tires at a track like this, Carson, to really make this work?
And to be honest with you, I don't know. And what I would do if I was some of these drivers on track, I think the pace loss is, depending on where you pit, is going to be way worse if you don't take tires. So you push as hard as you can towards the end of your shift and try and clock in the best times you can get throughout that section. But understand that when that shift and when that timing comes to an end at the end of your laps, it's going to be a little bit rough as Jace Wright invalidates there. The 63 car will have to wait one more lap on this final, what will probably be a second to last lap, yes. Qualifying, unfortunately, invalidating for Jace Wright. But, I mean, you have to, I guess, understand. Joe Khalil, thank you very much for the sub. He's on the podium. We've got so many subs, guys. Thank you so much for the support. But keep getting interrupted on that pit stop thing. You just have to be smart about it. You just have to keep the tires manageable to get good pace on, and you're just going to have to take new ones and try and pit towards the middle. There's no real pit strategy that's going to work here unless you save your tires. But if you just go halfway down the middle, I think everybody will be quite all right. But you can get tricky with it, and I assume one driver we will see get tricky with it is Ollie Raza and those Ford Mustangs who have increased tire wear at Spa.
Yeah, it's going to be awfully tough for these Mustangs. I agree with you there. And it'll be tricky for the drivers that don't have the pace to do anything but try to save their tires. And we see someone off in the background. That might have been Jaden Lloyd going out. But we're on with Ricardo Rivera, who just did a 218.2. Holy smokes, Jake Terrell did a 218.6 just his last lap around. Tyler Carr with a 219, 220 for Kevin Yu, Rodrigo Santos with a 220, and Anthony Kelly for a 220. Rally Dutchy in 8th place right now with a 224. Oh, Jaden Lloyd actually was out during the wrong time, so that's why he was out there. Or excuse me, Jaden Lloyd right now was on the wrong time.
Yeah, also Logan Sargent fanboy, I have no idea. I don't know what that word means. That's anodyne. Will this race be anodyne? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what it will be. What I can tell you this race will be is very long for some of these drivers who do not get their tires correctly and get that strategy down right. But I don't know about you. It is getting real hot in here with these times. Those two cars, Terrell and Rivera, are on fire right now. That 463 car is charging and has been the entire championship, but only sits, I think, just about in the right outside the top 10 due to missing a few rounds. Jake Terrell has been really, really good, but unfortunately hasn't been on track too much. Yeah, sitting right out of the top 25 due to missing races. But one driver who does sit in the top 10, Andre Alex Alfonso, Godzilla, talks a little bit through how this car is going to work at Spa, and maybe it's a little bit problem with unsettling it because you need to have a loose strategy to be fast here.
Yeah, that car is going to be a little unsettled, and we just saw a glimpse of that going through some of the twisty bits, and it's not going to have the tremendous pace that people expect it to have in a straight line, so riding this GTR is going to be extremely difficult to be provoked. I don't know how it's going to be out here combative-wise, because we haven't seen it do so well in a big old wiggle from Andre Alex Alfonso at the entrance to Poulon for the 999, but he holds on doing okay. I think the lap is still valid at this point in time as we see the background. He's got someone trailing him behind. That might be Gil Silverland. Nope. A big old wiggle from that Mustang, and it's off into the S's.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go wiggle. I think I'd go a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'd go a little bit more slide on that. Saagar. Yeah. He's off in the grass and swimming.
As Jake Terrell parked it up with his 218.4 that was invalidated, so he's going to go off to the pits right now, and we're going to get a switch up in the next 26 seconds.
Yeah, and Logan Sargent fanboy. Now, thank you very much to Adam Strange and Dr. Porkchop. I think this race is going to be the opposite of boring, if that's kind of how I'm taking it, as that word is, yes, the opposite of anodyne. And Adam Strange trying to buy bits, but Twitch cramping his style, unfortunately. One of our best supporters around here. Massive shout out to Adam, but So sorry Twitch is cramping your style, but I appreciate you supporting. It's optional, of course. And, on that note, with 10 minutes left in quali, while all the odd numbers come out and prepare for their laps, rather when the even numbers come out here and prepare for their laps, Saagar, how about you run us through that calendar?
Oh, let's look at the calendar. That's a good call. First of all, thank you to all the Patreon supporters. Thank you very much for everybody, the V12 Exotic Crew and the V8 Muscle 4 Inline 4 donors as well. You guys are awesome. Adam Strange signing up for a new credit card. Sounds like a good plan to put this all on layaway, I think. Here's the calendar for the Tracklicious Sim Racing Grid. We got the GT4 Rookies. That's on Monday. We got that at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we've got the GT4 Open right after that at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you like iRacing, there's nothing better than free. So we got some free iRacing. We got some free iRacing events coming up for the Super Street Stock, and that'll be in the championship that's on Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're interested in Marbula 1 AI racing or a set of course of fun, make sure you sign up for the Syntho Drive. Red Bull Racing is still looking for a team principal, so it doesn't take too much work to be a part of it. It's morely just for fun and getting together with the boys and talking smack about your favorite cars and drivers. That's on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got the GT3 West Coast Championship. That's on Wednesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's just 8 p.m. for the West Coast boys. So make sure you get involved in that. The Super Formula Light Championship, back to free iRacing on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got a couple of races going on still left in that championship, or it's over now, I believe, or 1 week got pushed back if I'm not mistaken. The SRO Esports Community World Challenge just ran at Bathurst yesterday, and boy, was that a race to watch. Lots of fun. The commentary was absolutely excellent, and the next event is going to be on August 24th. Sign up for your 6-hour endurance championship where you can win yourself an AWI watch. The GT3 Championship on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, wait, that's what we're doing. The 75-minute race, we're doing Spa-Francorchamps right now, and then Misano will come up next right after that.
Yeah, tons of excellent championships out here, and thank you very much for the comment on the commentary. You can catch Saagar and Mike Noss next time around, as I will be busy breaking my legs in my first ever rugby preseason game. So big things coming for me, and I guess casting more because I've broken a bone might be one of them. But no Mike tonight. Yes, he's out of the booth, unfortunately. He unfortunately gets days off for us and everyone involved. He's a very, very good commentator and a very, very good mentor to both me and Saagar, but sucks that he's not here. But
I'll put a tie on my mic if that's what it takes to get Mike Noss in the booth. Mike N-O-S. I'll put a label on it and a nice tie and a nice bow tie. Does that make sense, Carson?
It does. It took me a second to get there, but it does. But I want to highlight Daniel Desjardins. I think that's the correct pronunciation. You guys were annihilating me and Mike, who could not get it. I did practice this week, and I totally forgot to do it yesterday, and it's out of my mind. I believe it's Daniel Desjardins. The driver is extremely talented in that 88 Ferrari car, and you will see it towards the front of the grid. But the unfortunate part is that I can never get it correctly off my tongue as he heads through Bruxelles, whatever you like to call it. There is a correct name. I don't know it.
Which one? For Desjardins or for the name of the corners that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Just yes. Just yes to that. Oh, awesome, Carson. Awesome stuff. The drivers are just getting going here on their outlaps, so not much action just yet. We'll have to see how they do going forward here in the last half of their qualifying session. Actually, the hot lap should be done now at this point. The track is still green, surprisingly, Carson. What do you think that's going to do to the driver's confidence right now in qualifying?
Well, I think it was green for the first time out for everybody else. It appears to have just rained beforehand, and I think it's going to get warmer. I think the evens are going to have an advantage, and Jaden, we don't need a driver in here tonight. That's only for the SRO Community World Challenge, but if you would like to see a driver in the booth, not during the SRO Community World Challenge, not this upcoming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, you can catch me on the live stream, on the Wednesday West Coast live stream. Mike Noss and Saagar, I don't know if we checked with you, are commentating it. You can get a live camera of me in a full racing suit, driving Wednesday West Coast next week. It's part of the treat for you guys being excellent and donating, and us missing so many follower goals. So we'll have the excellent, as usual, Mike Knopf's stream, PC building stream with Aaron Miller, and we'll also have me driving in a full racing suit. But how about we jump into this livery deep dive?
Yeah, livery deep dive was paid for, bought and paid for. So let's do a quick deep dive into that. Justice well deserved here for this car. Let's see if we can do an F7 camera for him. What do you think this looks like, brother?
Well, if you're a man like me who's logged 670-something hours in Mario Kart, you would know that this is a green shell, my friend, and Neil Kerbel did an excellent job with this livery. See the TRACKILICIOUS logo right on the wings, the 395 in the traditional Super Mario font. It is a beautiful Ferrari that Ferrari probably wouldn't like too much, but it is beautiful nonetheless. Adam Strange, credit card came through finally, but money can't buy you talent like Neil Kerbel has with making liveries. It probably can buy you Neil Kerbel services, but the very kind individual does it.
Oh,
oh, check that rear wing.
Look at that
oh my
wing.
gosh.
That's so cool.
Super Mario 64, or Super Mario Kart 64, I believe that's from.
Oh, this is such a great livery, Carson. I am absolutely in love with it. I haven't raced Mario Kart in a few years, but look at Donkey Kong in the corner. Out here towards the left.
Used to.
That's pretty
only
amazing.
Wears shorts now. Only wears shorts now. Used to have a leotard, a white leotard. That's kind of not what I expected, but Neil Kerbel, amazing livery stuff, and you can get one on the 27 Mustang if you redeem a livery deep dive, which you did. I just realized that. So yeah, we'll do that later on during the race. But with 3 minutes left in quali, how about we check who's at the top of the grid? Because I wouldn't be surprised. Wilson Fernandez running 4th right now. Ali Raza 5th, but the top is Ricardo Rivera looking for his first win in the series this season, with Quinn Smith trailing behind by only 1/10 with a cleaner track, which may turn optimum by the end.
May turn optimum, but that would be a big shake for Ricardo Rivera's chances at getting this pole position right now. Quinn Smith with a 218.1. He's got a little bit of time in hand right now, and I believe the car in front is helping just a smidgen right now. It looks like we have another livery deep dive request for the number 27. We'll get to that very shortly.
Yeah, we'll do that during the race, so we just have more to fill up our 75-minute time frame with, of course. We've got plenty of racing, but we also do tend to have plenty of downtime. So, as usual, chat, you'll take a front row seat in that, and we definitely appreciate you guys being around as Stream Espresso. I don't know who Brian Boitano does? I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is, Saagar?
No, I don't, but who is Emirates? They just went up into P2 right now as Quinn Smith backs off for his lap, but Emirates right now just hit a 218 flat. So only 2 100ths, 1 100th, 10 hundredths, yes, 100th away from Ricardo Rivera's best time out on the pole right now. That's crazy fast. Holy smokes. On a green track as well, he's doing phenomenally. Wilson Fernandez trying to do a good job through Blanchimont himself, getting towards the S's.
Yeah, if we want to jump back towards Emirates, Emirates is a very quick driver, and I believe he is an esports driver for the YAS Heat Esports SRO team. And yes, he is an SRO driver. He is very, very talented. But more than often in these series, I think Wi-Fi tends to be his downfall. He is a UAE driver, and 8 hours later in his time, I think a little bit more for Emirates, who is probably dealing and struggling with some Wi-Fi and the early morning tiredness that affects some of us. Maybe he slept, maybe he didn't, but as he heads towards Puan, the number 4 car is absolutely rapid, but just hasn't been in many races this year and hasn't gotten out of many accidents this year. Emirates is a very, very high-paced driver, but for some reason just struggles a little bit with the, I guess, not clattering with other cars.
Well, he looks like he's on for a good one right now, 135 for this current lap. So he's on pace to do just about his personal best right now, but he's got a lot of lap traffic in front of him. The 66 in front of him right now might be a little distracting. That Pepsi Max car sure looks good. And exactly, Stephen Buckley. Oh my goodness, 218 on a green track, absolutely nuts right now. Getting a little bit of a drag, or excuse me, a tow from this 666. He's doing all right to stay on board with this one. Wilson Fernandez going about a 10th quicker than his best. But Quinn Smith very quickly. He's 3/10 up on his personal best, and that'll put him in pole position.
Yeah, it depends on if he can find that time to this section here as he rides just the edge of track limits. The 88 car has been rapid this entire series. Quinn Smith, we know him as a very fast driver, finished 3rd at Bathurst last night, or yesterday morning, I should say. The 888 car is rapid. And basically what you expect from Quinn Smith, who has been very, very quick. And you see that Mustang getting that tow from that McLaren before it drops off. It might as well have a rope attached to the back of that McLaren. That is a rocket, gaining a few thousandths in that time, but very, very helpful for him to get that time down.
Let's see if he's got it 4/10 in hand right now, getting to the line. Can he hold on? He does go provisional. No, he takes actual pull with a 217.7, beats Ricardo Rivera's 217.9. Emirates is in the pits, so that was your 1, 2, 3 right now. Wilson Fernandez also into the pits for his 218 flat. 0.087. Look at the gaps between the top 4, Carson. It's absolutely nuts out there.
Yep, and I think going into turn 1, we may see that, a bit of a fiesta scrambling for points, because honestly, any second, any 10th will count, and it'll come down to pit strategy tonight, I believe. You have to have a perfect pit entry, perfect everything, but a man we saw towards the top table last time, Casey Schude, down in 14th, maybe not able to set as good of a lap as he wanted on the screen track, but honestly, with the temperatures and how many drivers have been on here, I think we're close to optimum, and I'm very, very curious to see the conditions of this race.
Yeah, if they're going to stay green for the first half of this race, that'll be awfully scary for these drivers. If they see rain, that'll be even scarier for these drivers, and the timing of which will be very, very, very important to see how that plays into their strategies going forward. And it looks like Lord Goon Sergeant Fanboy has a question directed at you, Carson. Which F1 driver would do the worst at a fashion show?
Ooh. Oscar Piastri, like, for sure. If you've ever seen Oscar Piastri in any of his, like, he just always wears a t-shirt and shorts. And I'm not saying that's wrong, because that's what I do, but, like, if you look at Lewis Hamilton, got his own clothing brand, beautiful clothes. I have a Lewis Hamilton shirt. It's amazing. Also, Yuki, that's a really good point, because Yuki's really short, and I think that would hamper what he can wear. And there's nothing wrong with being short. I just think in the fashion scene, doesn't that hamper you? But also Professor Chronotis with a very similar livery to Neil Kerbal.
Blue shell, though. I like it. I like it a lot, I say. But you know what? What about Perez? I don't think he's got the fashion sense.
I feel like he could, though. I feel like if you were doing a fashion show and somebody else was choosing the, like, wear and all that, I think Oscar Piastri didn't know how to rock it. I think Sergio Perez could rock it very, very easily.
You think so?
I do think so, and
I'll trust
honestly,
your judgment,
very
sir.
Beautiful stuff that he wears on that other end, and I feel like he could pull it off, you know? He's got the swagger.
He can pull it off, Carson says. All right, I believe you. I believe you. Let's go through the standings real quick. The 888, Quinn Smith, Ricardo Rivera in P2, Emirates in 3rd, Wilson Fernandez in 4th, Ali Raza, Kenneth Portis, Gil Silverland, Jake Terrell, Paul Borman, and Bruno Pio. That's your top 10 for this qualifying session. What'd you make of it, Carson? You seem unsurprised.
I mean, yeah, that's how it's going to go. I know these drivers have the pace, and some of those drivers who didn't practice as much are going to be on the top there because they are good enough to be up top there. And Jaden, don't worry. We'll get to that when we get to that. But for now, I mean, honestly, he's a beautiful driver. Emirates is up there. I expected him to be up there if he was in. Wilson Fernandez has been competing all month, and he's sitting 6th in the championship right now, kind of unable to get that championship battle unless, I would say, something amazing strikes. But how about you run us through this grid rundown really quick? I'm going to be right back.
Alrighty. Got a little bit of time to do some livery deep dives while we wait for the race to actually get going. So let's go ahead and add some time to it before we get this kicked off, everybody. All right, everybody, it's time for everybody's favorite time of the day. It is the livery deep dive. Let's get onto it, folks. Sorry, technical difficulties. Let's get this started, everybody. The 888 of Quinn Smith out in P1, looking good and dandy in that Ford Mustang. Had a great lap time, set his best being the absolute best of this session, and he's going to have to walk away with it this time around. And wondering what the pit stop strategy will be for these heavy setters. These really big Mustangs will be very interesting to see and talk about. In second place, we've got Ricardo Rivera. in the 787, not too far back, driving a McLaren, the only next other car that's different than the champion right now. And then we've got Emirates in the Horst Ferrari, the black horse himself, Emirates. Wilson Fernandez in P4 in the number 8 BMW, rocking the highlighter stripe. We've got a gold Mustang in the number 30 for the Ford of our Ali Raza. We've got the Dragon themed livery for Red Dragon, that's Kenneth Portis II. Then we've got Gil Silverland in another Mustang for the 400, looking clean as ever. Jake Terrell in the 463 BMW, looking pretty snappy. And one of my favorites, the 666 Pepsi Mac car, looking really stylish there. An iconic Ferrari livery right here, the Mobile Park livery. We've got a Lambo rocking, I think this must be a custom one with a fresh side carpentry on it. Black Rifle Coffee Company, that's Casey Chute, if I'm not mistaken. I hope that's pronounced correctly. Matt Artem in 13th place for America United Racing, rocking a stock livery. We've seen this one, Professor Conotis, the blue shell himself, doing good things. Hopefully not blue shelling anybody else out there. We've got the Fireside
first.
Yeah. We've got the Fireside Carpentry livery for Drew Borowkowski again. Andre Alex Alfonso for Intercontinental Racing, rocking the GTR, the only one on the grid. Then we've got Strickland Propane for Stefan Lindauer for Southern Motorsports. Adam Strange, thank you for the cheer. Mason Perichelski rocking a police-themed Mustang, the 69, going for all black for him. That's going to be Tyler Carr. And Mr. Provolone, the big cheese himself, rocking the police livery as well now. And then the 395, that'll be Neil Kerbel rocking the green shell, looking pretty snazzy. We love that livery. This is Rodrigo Santos, the Brazilian for Scuderia T-Rex Racing Team. Anthony Kelly in the Ferrari 296 GT3 Las Vegas, baby, for the Shell branded car. Visual Sim Sport for Anthony Lombardo in the 25 Makataka. And then we've got a dyno themed NRS for Jaden Lloyd, Rockefeller Racing for Patrick Dubois, and he's in the 87. 52 for Devin Anthony. We've seen him rock this car all season long, and he's looking good in it, hopefully doing well. Eric the Boss Gakassian for Beach GT, rocking a black Merc. And we've got Rally Dutchy doing a 50-50 for Mad Fox Racing. That one looks spiffy as ever. And Daniel Desjardins, if I'm not mistaken, for TNR, rocking another Ferrari. And this one, the Purple Lotus for Spady Bud, looking stylish. I love the Galaxy theme. I love it all. Jaeger Caro for Black Sheep Racing in the number 20 McLaren. And Zane Blisket rocking one of my favorite graffiti liveries, the Mad Fox Sim Racing theme. Gotta love to see it. We got Vadik, oh my goodness, I am so sorry.
Vadik, I got you. Vadik
Ostitsiev. Thank you very much. Bringing it home in the rear for the number 35. And that'll be it for everybody's starting positions. Woo, Carson.
Sorry to toss that on to you like that. I was had to go solve something very quickly. But Quinn Smith leading you off on pole. And to be honest with you, quite the grid rundown we have, quite the grid we have on our hands. And Adam Strange asking, Carson, can you explain Brat Summer to the uneducated people in the audience? Okay, I actually can do that now that I've been educated in the past few streams. But since the ad break just ended, if you're welcome back, everybody who was not on that other side of the ads section. If you would like to watch TRACKILICIOUS ad-free, make sure to sub with Prime or sub with your hard-earned dollars. We appreciate it around here, and support obviously is optional, but it helps us a lot. But Brat Summer, if you ever find yourself in maybe an unstable chic relationship, that's truly what a Brat Summer I think is. It's just everything's going wrong, but I think you're there regardless and enjoying it regardless, and you're a bit of a brat, Saagar.
A Brat Summer, not a Brat Summer. Got it.
We're gonna clip that one for later. I feel like that one might get some traction on the exclamation mark Insta or exclamation mark Instagram. If you're curious about that, that's where you catch all of our clips. But Saagar, as we had the last section here, any words or forever hold your peace?
Nothing to say. Let's let the drivers do all the talking that they need to do out on track, huh?
Absolutely. We're 2 to a grid. 17 grids back. Ricardo Rivera will trail Quinn Smith as he leads them away. The 888 car monstrous so far. 4 wins under their belt, going for 1 more. But got 1 more turn at La Source. I totally forgot about that. That was awesome. We'll go green on the way to Eroge, but the 888 car trailed by the 787, hoping to fly for anything they can, but it's pretty good that we don't get enough speed going through La Source, because I think it'd go pretty bad for those cars in front. Some energy from Root Paper Scissors to Spady Bud, who's been a contender in the GT4 Rookie Series and getting better elsewhere. But as we head down towards the Rouge and Radion, Quinn Smith will lead them as they go.
Approaching the line.
There's the line. As they go, green, green, green. It's the dark green Mustang who gets a poor start on that McLaren on the inside. Emirates diving to the inside of Radion. Quinn Smith unable to defend too much against them as they make contact in the other section. The UAE driver managing to keep it stable. That Mustang trying its best but lost now to Ricardo Rivera in front. The 787 flew off the line. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Emirates now on that inside line. He's trying the outside against Quinn Smith. The 888 dark green Mustang can do nothing, but he goes a bit wide. He might have another chance here. Emirates over the line and back. The white line, a suggestion to him, but Quinn Smith able to hold on.
What an amazing side-by-side battle that's still going on into Brussels, and that McLaren gets really far down, the Ferrari goes really far down on that Mustang, trying to hold on to Quinn Smith, but can't do it, almost gets bumped in the rump in that 4-way battle that we're staring at right now, and holy smokes, almost all of the drivers look like they made it out alive on lap 1. This is an amazing start to this race, Carson. Holy.
The last time we were at Spot was anything but that at the GT4 Open. Glad to see it's changed a little bit. Oh my goodness, Wilson Fernandez, the 8 car, has been absolutely rapid. A little bit of a good gain, but just barely on the back bumper of Emirates. Nearly overtook 3 or 4 times there. Third gear through the section. He's going to be chasing Quinn Smith and Emirates ahead, who are battling it out. And to be honest with you, I'm so very, very surprised that we've had no cars lose it except Spady Bud, who unfortunately got caught by an accident behind, but we won't go back to torture them with the replay on lap 1. 7 Buckley. Emirates is a driver from the UAE who's pretty common around here, but just doesn't have time for all the rounds and is a very, very rapid in that Ferrari car. So that 4 car towards 50th in the standings, but you will see them towards the top whenever they race.
Looks like a little bit of a yellow flag incident for the number 21 car. He's doing all right. That's Stefan Lindauer. He's doing okay. Side-by-side action up in front for Quinn Smith and Emirates again. And this is slowing down Quinn Smith by so much right now. And this is just lap 1. These guys will not give up yet. And Ricardo Rivera gets to the line and seems to be doing an all right job. And Quinn Smith on the outside, it gets bumped on the exit of La Source. And holy smokes, he makes it out alive, but just barely.
Headed down towards the Rouge Radion. He's flashing Emirates. Not happy with that one. On the inside line, Quinn Smith got basically bumped and shoved out of the way. Some argy-bargy there as he's under threat from the BMW behind. Right there, that's Wilson Fernandez, 5th in the championship. Needs to beat Quinn Smith to keep his championship hopes alive. And there as well, Ali Raza trying to do the same. It's 3 wide into the right-hander here. Quinn Smith passed by both large V8s and the V6 there. On the inside line is Ali Raza trying to chase is Fernandez, but Ali Raza, better of the 2, he gets it through.
Oh my God, Ali Raza gets it through, but just barely. He had a loose rear end coming out of the Kemal curves. Holy smokes, that was so fantastic to watch. These are doing amazing. These drivers are absolutely on one tonight. Quinn Smith not having the best look of it right now, tumbling down the order at least 3 positions now, and I wonder how many more he's going to lose based on the way that these battles are going. Wow.
Ricardo Rivera licking his lips right now. He needs Quinn Smith to do really, really poorly here. His worst start, 5th. If he gets worse than 5th, he'll be up to about the points here as Ricardo Rivera wins to, I believe, yes, be 1 point lower there. But one driver to watch out for, Kenneth Portis, approaching the back bumper. You see him there behind Quinn Smith, that BMW. That's that white and orange car behind those 2. Kenneth Portis is doing an excellent job, but Wilson Fernandez trying to get anything he can ahead of them.
Yeah, Kenneth Portis II really needs this lap right now to try to gain as much momentum to jettison himself forward. He's deep into the championship, rocking in that top 3, but he needs to do better than 6th place right now. He needs another podium. He needs some more points under his belt if he has any competition for Quinn Smith right now, who's leading the championship by quite a bit, but it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, and he right now under threat from Jace Wright, who's just a bit better through the turns, but Kenneth Portis, overall a better driver. But to be honest with you, that NSX, he mentioned it's a very good car, but it struggles in tracks like this where you've got a lot of long straights, and it's doing so right now. But 6th for Portis right now, that Honda NSX looking beautiful, the 84 car. Just chasing the 6 now, but we are so tight together. But Ricardo Rivera has run away with it, 1.3 seconds, and that's running away with it at this point with how fast these drivers have been.
Emirates not too far away, 1.4 seconds, but his best lap being that 1:18.2, holding on to the purple lap for the grid right now. And there looks like there's going to be a move up in front between, I think that's Ali Raza and Quinn Smith. A little bump in the rump there, I think that must have been, that shakes him down into this corner section. But it looks like the number 30 is doing just fine. Doesn't have to worry about Quinn Smith right now. Ali Raza doing a great job defending.
Yeah, let's take a little bit towards the back of the grid. Gil Silver, and if you want to jump towards that chicane right now, it seems like there's something has gone wrong for that 13th overall car. Flag there, got into an accident with, I believe it was Devin Anthony, who's off now. The 400 car towards the back of this grid. Someone's gotten into someone, and the beautiful car that was running top 6 is watching Andre Alex Alfonso, who sits top 10 off. Quick instant replay. Run us through it, Saagar.
Let's see. This GTR is next to the green shell, going deep on the inside, and gets hit by that green shell, spun around just the way that God intended. Man, that GTR really got the worst of it, but was a little bit too deep on the brakes there and had that incident all on his own, in my opinion. But that's one for the stewards to deal with for the 999, as he really struggling to get back on track right now, but did a great job at least waiting for everybody to pass before he got back on track, which is the gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah, lost 3 coins, and Lakitu had to pick him up out of that gravel trap. Did a really good job there to get it recovering with a safe rejoin, which is why he was struggling so hard to get back on track. Exclamation mark clip is broken to everybody in chat, by the way, because we didn't turn the bot on. But either way, we'll fix it at some point, or we'll get those clips manually, because we're hard workers here at TRACKILICIOUS, and hard working for positions right now. Our biggest gainer on the first lap, the Tyler Carr, the number 69 car, who was very fast in practice, 2nd overall, but has struggled in quali.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa!
Gagosian sideways, I believe. No, he's ahead of this car. It's the other, it's his teammate, Beachley. I think it's Beachley who just went sideways.
Let's take a look real quick and see what happened.
I believe it's the
69 and the 400.
Oh, we're going all the way back. Ooh, they tapped there. I think that wasn't what we were watching. But
I think that's not it. Yeah, no, there was another
Mercedes.
incident.
The Mercedes of Beachley went sideways, I believe. We're gonna go check out that car, see if it's still alive and well. As Fernandez diving deep right behind Quinn Smith. That dark green Mustang has got a rear view mirror full of the Vacuum racing machine. So you're still on the instant replay section there.
Gotcha, brother.
Excuse the technical difficulties. We're back, but I believe it was Beachley who unfortunately had that tragic
I don't
sideways
see
spell.
Beachley right now.
It looked like Eric Gagosian. Really? It was that same car as Eric Gagosian, unless he's gone down the order. Oh, he has.
Eric
Maybe, yeah, it was Eric
Gagosian, yeah, and the 555.
555 dropped 5 positions in that accident. He'll be quite alone in the Beach GT without Beachley, his team principal, I would suppose, there tonight.
Got a battle in the back right here. This doesn't stop for just the people that spun out. The battle still rages on. The 999 back on a rage of fury, chasing down the 82 and the 45. Doing a great job of his little recovery drive he's got going on the inside of No Name, possibly making a move, but the 82 defends really well. But let's go back to the front. This is Quinn Smith, Wilson Fernandez, and Kenneth Portis, all still within a second of each other right now.
Yeah, and if you even look towards the front, you can see those 2 cars are, again, within a second of one another on the other end. You've got an amazing race going on so far. These guys are so close together. Anything but boring, Logan Sargent fan in chat. As Vadik sent me a video in chat so he doesn't forget. I will check that out later, Vadik. Thank you very much. I will tune in. Vidic is a very good, very interesting car connoisseur. He's unfortunately crashed out and has sent me his car many times. Beautiful, beautiful Pontiac. I want to point that out. Quinn Smith, though, 888 machine getting chased right now still by Wilson Fernandez, who can't find his way into the championship race here as Quinn Smith jumps back to patience. He's in 4th right now, trying to chase down that podium spot once again.
Yeah, wow, this battle is so close right now. The battle between 4th and 8th is all within 2 seconds right now. And at some point, Emirates got past Ricardo Rivera, and Ricardo Rivera slipping back down the order. 217s came out for Emirates, 217.89, not quite the purple lap of Jake Terrell with his 217.8. 810, and Ricardo Rivera's best being a 218.4, so you could just see how the time is slipping away right now. But Quinn Smith getting chased down by Wilson Fernandez. This is going to be the battle that we're going to stick on for a while, as well as Jake Terrell and Kenneth Portis's chase right now. This is so epic. Oh, hold on right now. Rodrigo Santos, excuse me. Rogerio, excuse me, was alongside Stefan Lindauer for just a moment, entering the chicane.
Oh, was that a 488? Lindauer's in a 488. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Lindauer is running a bit of a throwback here. The 18th position car, the number 2. Oh my! How did they save that?
Rally Dutchy with the drift master of Germany.
Oh
Holy
my
smokes.
goodness! That BMW got all sorts of out of shape, but still remaining. But towards the front, though, we've seen amazing racing. Jake Terrell chasing kind of this front pack down. There's a 1.6 gap to Jace right behind him, and he's the fastest car on track right now. The fastest lap overall going at 2:17.810 and an optimum circuit with no rain in the foresight tonight. I believe it might rain. I'm not quite too sure, but Stephen Buckley with a really good point. The fat lady won't sing for a while. This one's not going to end till the very end, Saagar.
No, 100%. And on a 2-minute plus lap, these guys are going to be doing so many laps around this track. They're going to lose track of where they are on track at some point in time, and then the mistakes are going to happen. Somewhere around the 50-minute mark is where I expect to see more of this action. These boys up front really figured it out. They need to start working together if they have any idea or any plans of catching up to Emirates or Ricardo Rivera. Kenneth Portis II doing a great job of chasing down Wilson Fernandez, but it's Quinn Smith who's exercised the most patience now. He was trying to battle it out early on, but now just settled into his 4th place, knows that these points are good enough for him right now, and he might be able to pull out some shenanigans in the pit stop. Emirates actually pulls out a 217 flat for his purple lap.
Woo.
Whoa,
yeah, and that might pull out the put a little wrench of Ricardo Rivera and Ali Raza's plans. Those two drivers, 2.1 seconds away from each other respectively, are very quick. As we jump ahead, Quinn Smith is getting overtaken. Quinn Smith has overtaken Ali Raza on the other end. That podium spot belongs now to the pole sitter in the championship and this race. The 30 car, the Canadian, going to be fighting back in that Mustang versus the American in his home field manufacturer.
Wow, this battle that raged on, like I said, Quinn Smith exercising his patience, doing a great job of negotiating how he was going to overtake Ali Raza safely without any incidents, and did a great job doing so. I think that was perfectly executed.
Yeah, I mean, clean cut, textbook overtake. You open the dictionary, it's right there for you on that other end. Kenneth Portis slowly closing the gap to Wilson Fernandez, but it seems that everybody outside of the top 4 doesn't really have the pace to contend for a win right now. Emirates is 4 seconds ahead of everybody outside of the top 4, and it is an absolutely rapid pace from him so far. Ali Raza and Quinn Smith, good friends doing battle right now for P3 and P4. That's going to be kind of where the championship is being cut off, but Emirates really throwing a wrench in the plans of those who really need a win tonight.
Yeah, really throwing a big wrench into this right now. You're absolutely right. Taking a look at Tyler Carr as well in the number 69, trying to chase down Matt Artem in that R8 Audi. And this is going to be an interesting battle to watch. Neil Kerbel and Burakovsky just get past Paul Borman. What happened to Mr. Borman? He's tumbling down still.
Ooh.
I think
there's that 488 for a moment.
I think the 666 has just disconnected from the race. He is gone.
Yep. They have unfortunately made their final section as Tyler Carr gets through on our team. That R8 overtaken by Tyler Carr, who has a little bit of an interesting first 3 weeks at Trackalicious. Brands Hatch, he was all right, but the week before that on his debut and the series in the league overall. Had the win, almost cut and secured, but Quinn Smith came from behind at Panorama. You were commentating that as our team on the inside there. Through the source, headed through a Rouge, but the R8 just doesn't have the straight line speed of the Mustang. Through this section, he'll have to go nip and tuck behind Tyler Carr and just hope for a better exit, but Tyler Carr overtaken on the second to last lap, or I believe the last lap of Panorama due to a back marker. I believe you were with Mike commentating that as the R8 goes a little bit wide.
Yeah, the R8 got a little bit squirrely there, losing touch with Tyler Carr out in front by more than just a little. Can he close down in on the brakes? I don't think the R8 has enough braking power here, and the Mustang does really well to negotiate those S's. Great job for these drivers. Go ahead to Jake Terrell.
Woo! Maybe a bit of a bump or having to get out of the way of Kenneth Portis there, who could face doom to his championship hopes. The first-time driver in TRACKILICIOUS. Bit of a Lightning McQueen comparison I made with how fast he's been overall. Is going to really need to pull some pace out right now. It is very much a struggle for him to keep himself right now in this, and maybe it's just the track for him, maybe it's just the car, but that NSX looks outclassed right on that other section.
Yeah, I'm not sure that NSX has enough restrictor plate. It's doing really well here to defend against that 463 of Terrell. Man, this is really good battle. Everywhere that you look, there seems to be battles out on track. Even Jaeger Karu battling with Devin Anthony out in front, the 20 and the 52 down in 25th and 26th place. Patrick DeBow even in 21st place, chasing down Anthony Lombardo, only 3/10 away. All these people, all these drivers are driving so close on edge. Who's our biggest winner right now, Carson, still?
Well, it's going to be the car right behind DeBow. It's the 12 positions up for Zane Bliskett in that graffiti Porsche. Another section, chasing 2 more positions. He's a bit faster than DeBow and Lombardo ahead. The 256 has been rapid, same with the 87, but I think that Porsche is going to make the overtake soon as DeBow around the outside. Bit of a mistake from the McLaren. They'll go side by side, headed towards the last chicane section. That Mustang, though, in a straight line, so fast, should beat and be gone by the time they get there.
Wow, another great overtaking opportunity and exercise of patience. The drivers knew that they had to bide their time, wait for a mistake to happen, and sure enough, it happened right in front of him. Lombardo goes backwards, but Zane Bliskett now wants to smell blood in the water, and he's after it for sure. This McLaren, he thinks is going to make a mistake going into turn 1. He's holding on to the optimum line, doesn't even take a look towards the inside, knows he has it on the brakes, know he has it in the twisty bits, and he closed in on Anthony Lombardo really well right here. Side by side up in front, though. This is about to be a 3-wide situation. Holy Toledo, Anthony Lombardo. Oh my goodness, and there's a touch from the 87. Oh, and Lombardo and Patrick DeBois both get into it, headed up a Rouge, and that's not going to be what you want to see here for these drivers, limping it around and letting the other cars back through.
Yeah, well, that's 2 more positions for Zane Bliskett, I suppose, who will move up to 20th, and 14th overall is, yes, I can't really summon Brat Summer, but Logan Sargent, what was your favorite song off Brat? That's hard.
Sorry, Carson, look at this 2x2 right now. Holy smokes, this is Noah's Ark formation. No, it's not the formation lap right now. These drivers are pushing it to the absolute limit. This is Rally Dutchy next to Jaden Lloyd, and Rally Dutchy goes a little bit further back right now as we go through Bruxelles, and now they're going to have to go single file into No Name Speaker's corner. A little bit of a wiggle there from Rally Dutchy. He must be running an eSport setup, and right behind, I think that's Anthony Lombardo. Yes, it is. Behind this entire pack right now. Sorry to cut you off, Carson.
No problem. My favorite song on it is Von Dutch. I had to look it up. I can't even lie to you. On the other end, Jaden Boyd, we mentioned this delivery deep dive for them coming later. I think they're in a Gators UF theme. We'll do it from a bit of a distance here as they battle with 2 other Mustangs and a BMW inside. They get overtaken by both Mustangs on that inside line. Rather, no. He can't make the move work. Devin Anthony will have to fall back into the clutches of Rally Dutchy as Jaden Lloyd keeps himself ahead, the 27th car in 22nd. Rally Dutchy diving to the outside line, trying to avoid Devin Anthony behind as Jaden Lloyd keeps it all straight ahead. Rally Dutchy, though, under pressure from 3 cars behind. It's Anthony Lombardo, Eric Kass, and Alex Alfonso who have all had their share of damage as Jaden Lloyd almost, or rather gets overtaken by Devin Anthony.
Oh my goodness, what an epic battle that's still going on. They haven't stopped yet. The 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, all within a second and a half of each other right now on board with Andre Alex Alfonso, who's staring at the rear end, and then that BMW goes off. That's Jaden Lloyd. Excuse me, who is that? That's Rally Dutchy going back a few positions as he goes through the chicane, trying to make sure that he can hold on fast to at least a few of them. And now he's in the grasp of Andre Alex Alfonso.
And not what you want to see if you rally Dutch at the wrong time in the wrong place for that. That is a very, very big off at the very, very wrong time. Heads to the source. Now he's behind every single car he was ahead of moments ago. Patrick Dubois alongside Devin Anthony through La Source and Roge and Radion, but they all make it stick and clear. Patrick Dubois with the gamer line trademark. The 87 stuck fine. Jaden Lloyd, you see on this rear end, trying to get past Devin Anthony. Patrick Dubois defends both, takes the inside line to avoid Devin Anthony as Jaden Lloyd can't seem to figure out where to go. On the inside line, Devin Anthony nearly collides with Lloyd. Lloyd has to tuck behind that maroon Mustang as Jaden Lloyd still fighting for that position.
Wow, and you can see how aggressive these cars are right now by how much work they're putting into it. They're just absolutely going after it, and that GTR, I think, may have tapped the Mustang and is going to lose a position to the Lamborghini as that goes through as well. Wow.
Yeah, Jaden Lloyd loses that position to Eric Kassian. Oh no, Devin Anthony sideways. He's sliding down that wrong side to Speaker's Corner. He's not going to make it through. Oh no, that was quite the section there, but it's still going on. Andre Alex Alfonso behind all of these guys, still trying to get back. The Lamborghini of Kevin Yu, the Porsche competition car, has just overtaken them. Welcome, Jonathan Clifford, who says, welcome to Travis. And yeah, Noodles, you hate to see it. Adam Strange, 360 Symphony is a kite and apples for me. Those are very good choices, Adam Strange. I like most of that album. I'd say all of them but one, and I can't remember which song I dislike, but it's not many. Whew.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Holy smokes. Oh, there's more battling going on behind Jaden Lloyd, Alex Alfonso.
All I can say.
Oh my goodness. Jaden Lloyd still going after it in the 27, chasing down Kevin Yu as much as possible. Drew Burakovsky is going a little bit slower than most right now. He's into the pit lane. That's what's going on with him. Must have had a little bit of damage that he's trying to shake off right now before the race is over. Side-by-side action going through the bus stop. But here's the battle for the podium position. Wilson Fernandez next to Ali Raza. They're side-by-side going through Malmedy right now. And it looks like Kenneth Portis wants to get involved in this too right now. He's looking on the inside, can't make anything happen. And the number 8 is in 5th place. Kenneth Portis in 6th, and Ali Raza, the number 30, in 4th place right now.
Sorry for laughing over you. I thought I was terrified. I was in a bit of a nervous one. I thought Kenneth Portis was going to try and jump that inside line and get crushed by Wilson Fernandez's BMW turning in. Headed towards Pouon now. Jake Terrell trying to take advantage and be the opportunist that Kenneth Portis, the second just was the 84 car, doing an excellent job trying to get around that BMW. It's been amazing stuff on the front of this pack, and I guess the timings have all collided here. The 463 trying to chase the NSX ahead, but honestly, I don't think he has the pace to get around Portis, who doesn't have the pace to get around Fernandez.
Oh man, this is so heated. Oh my goodness, they're going back at it again in the background. Andre, wants to go after it to Eric the Boss Kassian. Not close enough through Bruxelles though. And now through Speaker's no-name corner. Everything looks neat and tidy, but that 999 is getting a lot of traction right now, and Eric the Boss Kassian almost side by side going into Pouon. This isn't really a passing opportunity, but he makes a look on the inside. Eric the Boss Kassian has to defend a little bit, but he just drives away into the sunset.
Yeah, and Dubois picking up a good point from Stephen Buckley, picking up a drive-through, which unfortunately is a death sentence right now for him. That close battling will be no more. He's going to have to pull into the pits. Once more, an extra stop than the other section. But I think right about now, we're going to start seeing the advantageous undercuts. We saw our team, I believe, pit already, or a McLaren. I'm not sure. Let's take a look towards the bottom of the field to see who is pit already.
Towards the bottom. Here we go. We got the 28 of Professor Canos, Anthony Lombardo, Jason Provolone, the Cheese Man, Spady Bud, and Jaeger Karu is taking a few pit stops. So we've got a couple people out here that are on one-stop strategy so far, and let's see how far they can push it towards the end. Getting that early pit stop and then just running it to the end, that's definitely not a bad idea.
Yes, and chat, Adam Strange, I've been having a great Brat summer here, but Tyler Carr also having a good one as well. As Jace Wright ahead. Ali Raza's gone wide. Something is going on up there. I can't quite see on the camera, but Jake Terrell on the other side. It's Kenneth Portis and Fernandez alongside. After Ali Raza went wide, it's 2x2 into that section there. 2 blue cars. It's the Fuchsia and that light blue cars. There's almost contact between the 2 BMWs. Kenneth Portis forcing that other BMW wide. He's through. Headed towards speakers now. He's got a good advantage. Going on now, the BMW will remain behind as, oh my goodness, everybody managed to keep that quite all right. 2x2. Another section is Stephen Buckley. I'm not going to explain what a brat is again. I think chat can help you with that.
Man, I cannot believe the drivers were able to keep it as clean as they did. 2x2 there. That means 2 cars in front, 2 cars right behind him going side by side through a corner. They did an amazing job keeping it clean and getting those positions gained. Kenneth Portis has got to be pleased with himself right now, sitting in 5th place, but he's got Ali Raza in front, just a couple tenths. I guess he's next up on the chopping block for Kenneth Portis.
Yeah, he's really got to keep himself ahead. Ali Raza, that is, needs to keep himself ahead. They're both fighting for the championship right now, and Ali Raza needs a first place essentially to keep himself in contention here. But Quinn Smith running away from these guys. 5.5 seconds away from Kenneth Portis and a 4.5 from Ali Raza. They are excellent so far in this other section. Kenneth Portis looked on the inside towards the chicane, but doesn't really want to do it. On the other end, though, Jake Terrell quite the opposite. He's alongside on that BMW, has the favorable line for the exit. Outside goes into outside. Jake Terrell through as we head towards the source.
Amazing clean battles up and down the field, folks. The battle for the top 5 right now. Ali Raza does get past. No, they're side by side right now. Kenneth Portis really trying to make this move on Ali Raza. He's not going to be patient with it anymore. Headed down the source. Into our Rouge we go. The NSX trying to do the best he can to hold on the outside. Dips back in behind Ali Raza. Knows that there's going to be more opportunities coming forward as we head down to the end of Radion. Down the Kemmel Straight we go.
Down the end of the Kemmel Straight, Kenneth Portis is alongside, and he will be almost fully through, but won't have the chance to go on that racing line. Ali Raza still a quarter panel there. Portis driving through that outside line will turn to the inside. Portis on the 84. He's all right to that other section. Ali Raza, though, won't give it up. Spin to the side quarter panel, and oh my goodness, the way of the dodo bird goes Kenneth Portis' championship hopes. Down to 11th. Ali Raza gone too. Jump ahead really quick. I think Jake Terrell sideways up there as well. Ali Raza down to 8th place. What else happened to Jake Terrell there? Terrell sideways into that other wall. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Take a quick look on the replay. Talk us through it.
Oh man, this was an epic battle. Let's take a look from the helicam. A little tap from that Mustang sent him around, and then he gets clipped by Kenneth Portis II. Does a nice pirouette, but not good enough. Oh no! And that must have been Eric the Bosca Kassian, if I'm not mistaken, just going straight into there. Oh no, it wasn't Eric Kassian, it was someone else. But man, oh man, that's how that went down for Terrell. Ooh.
Yeah, and Mariko, great time for the sub. Thank you very much for being on the podium. 14 months. That's almost a year, Saagar. Oh my gosh, that is so unfortunate for some of these drivers, but it's hope for other ones, as Wilson Fernandez's championship hopes, while they are very, very slim, just increased a few percentage points. Ali Raza gone on that other section now, and I think it'll be a bit of a recovery drive from Portis and Raza, who will be struggling very, very much. I'm not sure where Raza's even ended up.
Let's see where Raza ended up. Raza, I believe, is out of this race now, if I'm looking at the tower correctly. Lindauer is still running. It looks like Terrell's still running. Kenneth Portis II is still running at this point. Spady Bud is still running. A lot of these drivers are still out here right now. Lombardo, Burakovsky's Bud look like they're the ones to watch who have taken their pit stop right now.
Yeah, and I think that was an ACC thing. 10 drivers just DC'd. No one towards the top half of the field, but we just went from 30 to 22 drivers, and I am going to say there has been a lot of DCs recently during accidents, but Ali Raza not one to quit normally. I'm very, very curious to see what's happened. That's not good. That's not good, but we'll keep racing, hope that everything is all right for everybody else, but yeah, we're down to 20 drivers still in the server, unfortunately.
Yeah, a bit interesting there. Let's take a look at Wilson Fernandez as he's chasing down Jace Wright. The new battle for the top 4. This is Wilson Fernandez chasing down Jace Wright. I hope not, that's for sure. And Jake Terrell's now into the pits to repair the damage that he incurred. And we'll see how he fares for the rest of this race. I believe he's going to have to take tires after that big accident.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Carr is off. He's disconnected, as well as Ali Raza. There's something going on with the server. His server kicked a third of the grid, unfortunately, for whatever reason. And I'm not quite sure how we're going to handle this, to be honest. So we'll just keep you updated with everything that we know on that other end. Sunday GT3 chat, talking a little bit about it. There's some discussion on the other end. The 6-hour enduro cars were connecting and disconnecting apparently due to some reports, and something is going on with the servers, unfortunately. So we'll hope for the best, but the top 5 remain the same despite the accidents and the disconnects. Everybody still alive and still there. Emirates, Rivera, Smith, Wright, and Fernandez, the top 5 right now. And I believe we may be getting a restart. If, to be honest with you, if we're going to talk about competition and all that, I think we maybe should get a restart.
Yeah, at least do a 45-minute sprint race to close this one out. At the very least, because that was an epic set of cars that were just disconnected and dropped from the server for whatever reason. But that's up for another team to decide. Jace Wright trying to make his move on getting his move done on Wilson Fernandez, excuse me. And like you said, the battle for the top 5 still looking good. I thought I saw Emirates going slow. I thought he might have gone into the pits, but no, he's doing just fine. This is the closest battle out on track right now. 4/10 separating these drivers here.
Yeah, Buckley. I'm not sure. I believe our provider probably has had some sort of outage, but Carlos Guzman stating that the hot lap server seems to be entirely down. Bruno Pito is disconnected. Not quite sure what's going on in this section. That's really sucks for what has been an excellent race on this end. We'll have to see what's going to go on. Servers are DC'd. But on the other end, we'll just keep it on the track, keep it for the best. Wilson Fernandez doing everything he can to try and get past Jace Wright here. 2/10 separating these two drivers as they head towards the other end. Quite a different section here. I'm just very, very not as CrowdStrike server Phoenix.
Hopefully not. And it looks like Wilson Fernandez trying to get this move on Jace Wright may have an opportunity here going into no name. Let's see if this Lamborghini can really stretch its legs. I think it can. And it does. Wilson Fernandez has to hold back right now. Headed down to Puan again. Not a passing opportunity to make, but he takes a look on the inside. Fakey, fakey, shaky, shaky. Makes that Lamborghini think twice about it.
On the other end, Guzman, only one up is the Porsche Cup. That is really interesting. But Wilson Fernandez just trying to chase right here. He's going to lose some time to the Lamborghini in that straight. Just not the best of exits for that BMW. Rapid pace so far for him. But championship just kind of out of reach for him. He's 60 points down on Quinn Smith, but he's hoping for a podium finisher. Wilson Fernandez is, after all, I believe a one-time TRACKILICIOUS champion, I think. Maybe more than that. His teammate on Vacuum Racing, who's not here tonight, Renato Dornales, is a 5-time TRACKILICIOUS champion. Very, very interesting. As exclamation mark times doesn't work, because I believe, yes, there's been an outage, but what I'm very confused about is how there are races still going on despite the outage, but we'll find that out later.
Sometimes if you are in a server and it goes down, enough times you can be connected through the LAN connection, which is weird to think about because we're obviously not LAN connected to the server network. But if there's a direct connection, it's pretty good. If you don't disconnect from the server, it won't boot you. Yep, that's it, Guzman. But if you try to get back in, that's where you're going to have problems. So don't reset anything. Don't touch anything. No touching, they said.
As a reminder for drivers, if it does come back up, you are not allowed to rejoin, I don't think. I think because that's going to cause major lag issues for those that have liveries downloaded. So don't rejoin if you are going to rejoin. I don't think you're going to be in the race either way because it's already been 2 or 3 laps, and it will cause massive, massive lag spikes to those who have liveries downloaded. So just as a general thing, unfortunately, you have been kicked out of the quote-unquote country club for whatever reason, but we probably should not rejoin so we don't distract those drivers and cause massive lag to those drivers on the other end. Either way, despite the server downs, we'll see how this goes on this other end. Emirates still in front. Rivera, Smith, Wright, and Fernandez, who is currently chasing, or rather, currently being chased by Casey Schude a few seconds off as he chases Jace Wright in the Fuchsia competition car.
And another battle for the top 3 right now. This is Quinn Smith chasing down Ricardo Rivera, the Puerto Rican, trying to get his move done, trying to get these positions over Quinn Smith, but Quinn Smith has the pace beneath him right now by over a bit of a I think that's 3 tenths separating Ricardo Rivera and Quinn Smith's last lap around. 2:18.5 for Rivera, 2:18.1 for Quinn Smith. He's got the pace in hand, but has to make the move happen neatly and tidily right now. And it looks like we're getting more disconnects as well. I think Rally Dutchy's back in. That was the disconnect that we saw.
Yep, nobody seeming else to get back in. Maybe the servers are back up. Not quite sure if people are going to start rejoining. I would recommend not doing so because the race is probably over either way. Wilson Fernandez, 5th overall right now. He just needs a bit more pace here. That 8 car in the Baku machine has been very, very quick. And unfortunately, if you're curious about the SRO, we're first in the SRO championships last night and dropped down to another disconnect on their end. As unfortunately, we've had some serious lag issues, it seems, at TRACKILICIOUS last few weeks. So I don't know if that's not really on our end, out of our control. We'll keep racing as Wilson Fernandez just barely better exit there, but it's not going to be able to get anything done towards the source.
Ali Raza's back in the race as well. Looks like Lombardo's back in. We got a lot of people taking this pit stop right now. Kevin Yu was in the pits.
I forgot about that.
Devin Anthony, Anthony Lombardo, Jason Provolone. Oh, we got Rally Dutchy back in at 15th place, excuse me. You're right, he never disconnected. I apologize, Blisket. How are you typing and driving? Oh, you got disconnected. I apologize, my brain. Eric Kassian and Professor Kenotis and Ali Raza, Spady Bud, Drew Burakovsky, I've already said, all in the pit lane right now and getting ready to roll out here shortly.
Yeah, and we'll see where that ends up in terms of positions and all that. I'm not sure we'll have full points, or rather, or part of the points. Maybe we'll see what happens on another end. But now you get to see a bunch of drivers all leaving the pits at the exact same time, and this is what it's going to be. Some drivers on the lead lap. Kenneth Portis, I believe, still in 10th. He was hurt earlier in that accident, but did not disconnect. Join back. We'll figure out what to do later. Yep, Eric, everybody join back. Forget what I said about the lag thing. It's going to happen either way. Everybody, hop back in the server. We'll keep racing. Rally Dutchy there, chasing Mason Pierchowski and... Or rather, getting chased there by Mason Pierchowski and Kevin Portis there. But Ricardo Rivera, 2nd place overall still. Quinn Smith just a little bit behind, 2 tenths separating these 2 drivers. But Smith, patient like we mentioned earlier, has been excellent. Doing an excellent job. Just keep it simple, because he knows if he gets a podium position, he puts it way out of reach for everyone else as he heads towards Mazzano. Ooh, Jace Wright. A bit wide there into the Mustang, or into the BMW. Close enough, same size.
Side-by-side action going through Corpus Paul Ferrer, headed towards Blanchimont right now. It's almost nose to tail. It is nose to tail. Jace Wright holding on to Wilson Fernandez's lead. Flashy from the headlights. Obviously not happy with the way that went down, but not much you can do about it right now. And there is a driver holding on to the background right now. I don't know who that is on the inside of the chicane. Is he going to make this move stick? He sure is going to try to stick his nose there. And the Lamborghini takes off like a rocket ship away from the BMW in the background.
Well, I believe that's Jake Terrell who's back on that other section, who was disconnected earlier with this group now. Jace Wright has the overtake as Terrell down the inside. He absolutely sends it. And it's a triple kill. Unfortunately there, Jace Wright actually manages to get it out, but it's 2 BMWs getting into one another. It's Wilson Fernandez heavily shaking up the Brazilian, getting into the American getting into the Brazilian there. Jake Terrell, the basic racing car, the 463, just not what he wanted there. We'll check that replay real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I just want to get an idea of what happened from the helicam with Jake Terrell. It looks like he was going in deep, heavy on the brakes. Didn't even expect it, I don't think. Accidentally just lit it up and goes into the back of the guys in front, and then spins it around to get going back in the right direction. Oh man, that's Jake Terrell's not having a great night right now. That's for sure.
Passed by his teammate Kevin Yu right at the end there, and very, very unfortunate. Terrell, of course, a Fuchsia competition driver. Devin Anthony trying to make the overtake here on a back marker. These two are not on the same lap. If we could pull up the relative.
No, they are. Devin Anthony and Anthony Lombardo. Yep, they are on the same lap. The 52 and the 256. That was a pass for position overall. Going through the chicane, it looks like everything was doing just fine for them.
Yeah, if we could throw up the relative on this left side right here. Just so, because I think we have a lot more back markers than we were expecting tonight. As Devin Anthony now chasing Provolone as well as Lombardo, going to tag on along him. With that Mustang, though, you get so much of a tow. And but it is a Mustang, so you're not really going to catch up. It's quite the interesting car. It is so fast in a straight line. And have you hit tab very briefly? I think we can find and see our ballasts, right? We have I don't know what ballasts we have, but I know the Mustang has got some serious weight here. It's by, yes, 25 kilograms for the Mustang. Oh, my goodness.
That's a hefty penalty for the Mustang drivers. That explains why they're having all of these tire issues and sliding around quite a bit, that's for sure.
Yeah, you have to practice with the setup, and I think if you're on Trackalicious servers, you do get the ballasts, so that's the advantage here. But, I mean, geez, that is not what you want to see fully. You see so many cars are very heavy. One car that is not very heavy, of course, the Honda NSX, losing 15 is everybody to rejoin. We mentioned that earlier, guys. Make sure you rejoin in this race if you are eliminated, or rather were disconnected. We've got most of everybody, if not everybody who is still racing back, either in the pits or not. We've got 30 drivers in this, and I believe we started with 35. So the 5 who are not there, if you are planning on joining, jump back in. You are open to do so. There's Quinn Smith here, chasing Ricardo Rivera towards this section here. Right down the other section, sees that Puerto Rican driver ahead, but the American will have to hold off and be staved off a few laps longer, but he is closing in on that back bumper.
Yeah, Quinn Smith really has the pace in hand right now. Another 2:18.5 right behind. He's going to try to follow in and get through this back marker that is the blue shell car that hasn't done anything wrong right now. And it is that Professor Chronotis in the background. It is the Chrono. I love that livery so much. It looks so good, that 42, I must say.
It is so nice.
Back on board at the end wing of Jace Wright, looking at Wilson Fernandez as they got through that back marker. Things look pretty neat and tidy, and the gap has stayed really close between them. Jace Wright not flashing his headlights again, so no harm, no foul there in his eyes. It looks like
yeah,
we got...
and,
go ahead.
I mean, that overtake wasn't made when he went into the side of the BMW, and it wasn't fully stuck there. And I think maybe Jace Wright doesn't believe he's fully at fault there. Wilson Fernandez probably does, and I understand that, but I think it's going to come down to just a racing incident. When maybe Jace Wright went a little bit wide, maybe the BMW turned in a little bit, but it's a difficult corner to go side by side. And the Lamborghini definitely chose to, and the BMW definitely, I don't think, responded as well to it. But he just needs to lock in, keep his head down, and he's got more pace than Jace Wright. He just needs to get around at some point here, and he's got more straight line pace, which we may see come out here, that V10 humming with a guttural BMW noise behind.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I saw Casey Shoot have an incident, but he's doing all right now. Looks like we were able to actually get Pio, Alfonso, Dubois, and Desjardins back in the race, it looks like. So everybody that disconnected looks like they're coming back out. Thank you very much for all the drivers who are returning. I know it's not what you guys expected to happen, but thank you very much for your participation and dealing with the issues.
Yeah, we'll get it sorted. We'll try our best to get it sorted on the other end of things. The stewards and the admins here are a very, very good section, and a very, very good team. We have everybody. I think we're missing one driver who did not disconnect before the initial, I guess, purge, but it is very, very unfortunate. But just keep driving. We'll get it handled behind the scenes here, and there's not much to worry about. Unfortunately, that's a big spoil on what has been a very, very good section. Is a big wiggle from Jace Wright.
Yeah, it was an epic battle that we were watching all up and down the field. Matt Artem into the pits right now as well. Maybe a few others trying to go for a stop. Casey Chute, no, just Artem going into the pits, dealing with his R8 right now. Back to Wilson Fernandez and Jace Wright. Yeah, we had battles up and down the grid, and all of a sudden that contact maybe was the cause of that and forced all the drivers out of the server, possibly.
Yeah,
and maybe that's why the incident even happened.
Maybe. I don't know. They were all still on the track. I think that was more just Ali Raza and Kenneth Portis getting stuck together, and a back marker going to go aside there. Let's jump to the 11 car, or rather the 27 car in 11th. We had a livery deep dive, and before anything else happens, let's go redeem that as they drive to the pit lane. And I want to talk a little about this livery because I do know what the theme is. You see that University of Florida Gators on that tail quarter panel right there. It's a Mustang in the very American college football college section there. You see the Mustangs logos on the side, the 27, the 26. This is a actual texture and pattern on the real University of Florida football Gators uniform. The colors are orange and blue, but obviously rock the green. Scales from time to time, Florida flag on the side, and some seals with the American flag on the other end with the tail corner panels having the University of Florida Gator. And this is a uniform that they run once a year, and honestly, I hate the uniform. It's disgusting, but you know what? To each their own, and the car is actually way better looking than the livery or the uniform, I have to say. If you are curious, you can search up University of Florida Scales college football uniform, and you can tell me that car looks so much better than that uniform. It is dark green and colored putrid. The University of Florida could have done so much better on it, but Jaden Lloyd maybe should be their graphic designer because this car is beautiful.
Jason Lloyd, yeah, did a great job, and I love the fins coloring too. The orange and blue looks really nice, and you can see all the assets that he's put on the Gator, Florida Gator livery there, and the number 27 badge on the side there, looking really good. I love all the textures, I love the design, and I love the way that these colors pop. You're absolutely right, he should be a graphic designer for a professional team. Looks like he actually repaired all the damage that he incurred. It looks like he got a brand new bumper there on the end of his car.
And we can redeem a fun fact. Since we're on the topic of University of Florida, the last time the University of Florida Gators won a national championship, I was not born. I do not like the University of Florida Gators. They're a rival of my school, but graphic design is his passion. Arial font, maybe some black text and a neon green background, if you will. That's a pretty good reference on the other end. But Jaden Lloyd, excellent livery. As Adil Kerbal, another one, heads into the pits. And Wilson Fernandez still chasing Jace right now. He's not able to get that overtake back done as Jaden Lloyd right behind Lindauer. He's on a back marker lap here as he's just pitted. Lindauer yet to do so.
Looking back, Jake Terrell chasing down Kevin Yu. This is a battle that was earlier happening, if I'm not mistaken, has regained where it was, and Gil Silverland still chasing down Matt Artem, both of them taking pits. So now everybody in the top 9 has not taken a pit. Everybody else has pit right now, and we've got all 30 drivers back in this race, so things are looking good as far as competition is concerned.
Yeah, and with 30 minutes to go, we're going to really start seeing that pit strategy phase in, but there's going to be an advantage for the drivers who did get disconnected because they will not have a mandatory pit. That will count, but the disadvantage is that you lost 3 to 5 laps depending on how long you were disconnected, and that's just rough, tough, but them is the way the cookie crumbles, the way the cards go. Is Ricardo Rivera getting around the back marker there of, excuse me, where's Emirates gone? Is Emirates pitted? Oh no, our race leader is disconnected.
No, our race leader has gone into the pits right now. He's in 3rd place, it looks like. He's got 32
totally
seconds
right.
stopped, so he's doing okay. He is not disconnected from what I can tell.
He's disconnected from this lap and reconnected in the pits, and he will reconnect with the track momentarily when he is out of the pits. You see him entering the true pits right there. That is Emirates race leader. His pit strategy will come down to 30 minutes, but I'm very surprised on the overcut. Lots of these drivers have got Ricardo Rivera 5 tenths away from Quinn Smith, Jake Terrell 2 tenths away from Kevin Yu, who is a teammate in another race, but right now, the basic racing car not in the same section.
Still keeping an eye on the battle for the front. Ricardo Rivera, Quinn Smith separated by a half second right now. Wilson Fernandez chasing down Jace Wright. That's still around a half second as well. Back markers are going to play a huge part in the way this race ends up, Carson. I'm not sure about you, but just passing in general will be difficult around here at Spa. I know it's a wide track, but it'll be challenging to negotiate where you can make these passing opportunities with so many flat out sections.
Yeah, and it's difficult, but the main places are going to be the chicane, La Source, and if you get really advantageous at erosion, scare the guy into letting you have that position because he doesn't want to go alongside. It's a big game of chicken that nobody wins if you do fully go alongside and make a mistake here. Matt, our team, oh no, it's Silverin, our team was being chased by into the wall, the 400 car, and that Brazilian's race might be a little bit over. That was a heavy hit to the front. We'll have to see if this steering column is straight enough to continue. But the hello chat, let's go MKE car is talking to chat, but unfortunately we'll be talking to the mechanics soon. Jump on the instant replay. Let's get the onboard, if we can, Saagar, of what happened here. See if that steering column is straight. I think just comes out of this section here, turn 9, and just slides as he hits that other corner. Tries to correct it, not enough. Holds the brakes, and a big hit to the front as he keeps sliding along.
Ah, man, really tough bet right there. Self-inflicted damage. It looks like the steering wheel's actually not too bad. He might go into the pits to repair it soon, but that'll be it for him. Jace Wright, Wilson Fernandez, battle rages on for battle 3 and 4th position. Kevin Yu also getting chased down by Jake Terrell, both of them having an incident.
Ooh.
Let's take a quick look and see what happened here.
Yeah, these guys are teammates elsewhere, so this may be a bit of a souring relations here. Kevin Yu, he's in front, heading towards the chicane on the instant replay, seeing the top left. That's how you know it's an instant replay, and our faces are gone. Also, it's a telltale sign. The outside line, it looks like he's flashing, letting him know if he's going to go down the inside. Decides not to. Backs out. Racing line for both of them. And I'm going to guess the BMW gets a bit too much speed. Yes, he does. Into the back end of Kevin Yu. Bumps him straight as the McLaren goes by. Gives him a few more seconds of damage there. Kevin Yu, though, will be, I think, let out behind. No, he'll be let out in front of the BMW there.
I think he was just trying to let him get some help, I guess, and push him back around in the right direction. But that may not have been the right direction he wanted to get pushed in, that's for sure.
It happens. I don't think it's much more damage with how slow they're going. And Kevin Yu will continue on with the Fuchsia cars that have had such bad luck. And I think that, unfortunately, is the cherry on top of, I believe, Jace Wright, who did not get disconnected. He's in a podium position right now, 3rd overall, as Quinn Smith chases down Ricardo Rivera. But Jace Wright himself, just 2/10 from Wilson Fernandez, who's trying to get back after that little bit of a dirty move. We saw some bumping and banging and argy-bargy between those two cars, the Lamborghini and the BMW, up front for that podium position.
Yeah, a little bit of argy-bargy there, but I think all the drivers have had some sort of contact at this point. Maybe not Emirates, but everybody else sure has participated in the UFC fight that is Spa-Francorchamps, apparently. 24 minutes and 45 seconds left in this race, so we're bound to see some more paint swapping, I think, Carson.
Yeah, and question in chat, do you prefer Barbie Summer or Brat Summer? Barbie Summer was last summer because the Barbie movie came out. Yeah, I think I have to prefer that one because I was in the woods for a full month. That one felt pretty fun. As Wilson Fernandez, through the woods of Belgium, he has a really, really good run here towards the chicane. The 8 car going to have a good opportunity here. Kevin Yu going to stick to the inside line, forces Fernandez on the out. That line will go outside in, bit of a squeeze from the Lamborghini. That navy blue car will just be alongside, be forced to be alongside, nearly contact again. Wilson Fernandez will be stuck behind the Fuchsia competition car, who does everything right in that section.
Man, another amazing side-by-side battle going through the bus stop. This time it went right for both drivers and no damage was incurred. That looked really, really, really close and tight. And of course, I would prefer a Tracklicious summer.
That's next summer, as Logan Sargent fanboy has pointed out. Logan Sargent fanboy, what happens if Logan Sargent loses his seat this year? What are you still going to be Logan Sargent fanboy? Or are you going to switch to, oh no, Lombardo backwards, McLaren, who Logan Sargent will definitely not be getting a seat with next year. The 256 car, the Visual Sim Sport, chased by Jaden Lloyd here. Do you see that Gator color machine? See what happened to him here. That camo car, I think, just gets a little bit unsettled here. Maybe not. Let's serious what happened here.
Coming into the bus stop, everything looks neat and tidy. Maybe goes a little deep there. That's all it was. And then rejoins the track. Then gets bumped in the rump by the Gator mobile. And that's what happened, spinning him around and in the wrong direction. This time, he's going to have to turn it back around the right way.
I'm going to go to sleep forever like King Arthur until America needs me. If somebody pulls out the sword from the stone in like Rome or whatever King Arthur had, no, that was in like England, but whatever. What would that be? Would that be like if Logan Sargent gets a reserve driver seat in F1? I don't know. Maybe he'll end up with that Prema Racing outfit at IndyCar. A lot of fun F1 stuff to go on. Make sure not to spoil today's F1 race, but you can totally talk about anything else that's happened before this week. That's kind of our rule on Sundays. Mondays, I think we pretty much allow it because if you haven't seen it by then, that's kind of 24-hour grace period and rather a 36-hour grace period at that point in the day. And unfortunately, we're going ham on you if if you haven't watched the F1 race.
And man, you heard there Wilson Fernandez even letting off the brakes at the end of the straight and just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to run into the back of Jace Wright. But everything's okay between them, 3:10 separating them. This is Devin Anthony getting chased down by, I believe that's Ali Raza in the background. Not a position overall for either of them. One of the good benefits of logging out of the server and getting back in, yes, you're down a few laps, but you also get a brand new car, just like The Price is Right. So you have no more incidents, you have no more track limits, you have no more damage to your vehicle, and you get a set of brand new tires. So damage recovery for some people. And did Ali Raza go backwards again? No, he looks like he's all right, I think.
Yeah, I think he just went a little bit wide there, but Saagar Winfrey, I guess we can call you on that other end. You get a new card, and you get a new card, everybody who reconnects to the server. Ali Raza, of course, one of them. Down 3 laps to the leaders, not where he wants to be. And we'll probably have this point system. We're not going to say much on that other end in terms of handling it. In this, we will have no idea how this is going to go. That'll be up to the admin staff, which I'm not a part of, thankfully, because I don't want to deal with this, and neither do the drivers. It's a very sad and unfortunate situation, but I promise you, next week at Mazzano, we'll still have the championship going on. We'll just have to see. Maybe this round doesn't count. Maybe we redo it next week and add another round after Mazzano, potentially. I don't know. We'll have to see where it all pans out, but hopefully it results in extra Trackalicious action is where I'm going as Matt, our team, trying to make the overtake on Mason Pierchowski here.
Yeah, taking a look. He's been setting this one up for quite some time now. The 414 from America United Racing going really wide there and not doing a great job of keeping his efforts going. Let's see if Quinn Smith had an issue. No, he's okay. Emirates just getting past one of the back marker, excuse me, but just getting around some cars very quickly. And Quinn Smith actually out of the pits right now. Wilson Fernandez out of the pits as well. Casey Schute, Kenneth Portis II, Neil Kerbel, Mason Pierchowski, all have taken their pits right now. So everybody's passing for position overall, except for Ruggiero Santos, Jace Wright, and Ricardo Rivera.
Very big apologies. It appears I picked up the hiccups at some point during the stream, which was like kind of the opposite, because you get the hiccups from like, I feel like not talking would give me the hiccups. I don't feel like I would ever, I mean, I don't know. It's quite the wild night, obviously, in terms of Spa Francorshamps. It's been crazy for one reason or another, but things are just not going the way for some people, but some people are also getting things going their way. Wilson Fernandez in the top 6, which is not where he wants to be despite the disconnects. Casey Schute, the 6th shooter, almost up to 6. We'll have to see where he ends up after the end of the pit phase. Kenneth Portis given second life by those disconnects, as well as Neil Kerbel in the top 10 with Mason Pierchowski, and neither of them started too far up there. It's a 13-spot gained for Neil Kerbel, who's our biggest gainer right now.
Wow, that's a lot gained. I know we had the disconnects, but Neil Kerbel's got to be pretty pleased with the way his races turned out. Maybe he's the guy that had the lag switch and flipped it on and everybody got disconnected to get those positions using his green shell the way he did. But man, this was really exciting to see. And Matt Artem really chasing down Mason Pierchowski at the end of Pouon, if I'm not mistaken. Looking on the inside, side by side we go. Down the straight on the inside to Pouon. He makes the move stick, and it looks like Pierchowski just wants to let that position happen and let him go. And I take offense. I don't want to be called Saagar Winfrey. I think I want to be called Saagar Carey. I think that's a better one. What's behind door number 2? A brand new car and a disconnect.
Oh no. I think I'd be displeased if I got a disconnect, to be honest with you, Saagar. I think you just want to be Saagar Bakshi as you are. And of course, talking you through the action if you're just tuning in, I'm Carson Kass. Joining me on that side of the screen is Saagar Bakshi. As always, we've got an excellent, beautiful team that's always on screen here at Trackalicious. And stick around for more as we, you know what? How about with 20 minutes left, let's take a quick look at that schedule. I'll run through it very, very quickly. On this end, Rally Dutch, we're on board with the front splitter, but still got more things to attend to in the schedule. Tomorrow night, we've got the Monday GT4 Open Championship with the GT4 rookies. Both of those will be entering the last round, or the second to last round at Zandvoort. They're both excellent series. Join in, tune in. If you're looking for the jump into sim racing, the GT4 rookies is a great start. Street Stock has ended. Syntho Drive AI restarts and starts again a new season on the 29th of July this Wednesday. GT3 West Coast at Bathurst. 45 minutes will start this Wednesday again, that time at 11 p.m. Eastern. So good for all those folks on the West Coast. Super Formula Light will enter its last night on the 1st of August. That calendar is wrong. They had to push it back a week at Road Atlanta. Road to SRO Community World Classic happened last night at Bathurst, but we'll be back on the north side with Saagar Bakshi and Mike Noss. We'll talk you through 6 hours of action that night. The GT3 Championship, our crown jewel championship, if you will, starting and going on right now. Spa Francorshamps today, Mazzano, August 4th. Stay tuned for calendar updates using !Discord on that other to stay rather excited and stay in with that series.
Yeah, and again, another big thank you very much to all the Patreon supporters, the V12 Exotic supporters, and the V8 Muscle Inline 4 donors. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support, and we'll get back to the action right now.
After our mandated Trackalicious ad, you can jump in at trackalicious.com, by the way, /up next, I believe it is. If you want to go check out the track days that we're doing, there's one being hosted in southern Michigan at Gingerman Raceway, southwestern Michigan. By the way, that's very, very close to the border, the southern-western border, as Rogerio Santos up to second place right now because he hasn't pit yet.
And Lombardo with a drive-through already. Very interesting. And the 19th place now has one attached to his name. I was not expecting that at all. And he's going to go in to clear that right now, I believe. That's not what you want to see. Like we said, a lot of race-ending moments here on track. Looks like Devin Anthony just had a race-ending moment, possibly. Let's take a quick look and see what happened to him as well.
Yeah, the Rockefeller Racing cars had some bad luck tonight, to say the least. And bad luck in the series overall. A lot of contact with this maroon Mustang, but this may have been just a mistake on their own. There's not a car in sight. Breaks with the 200 board. Takes a little too much dirt. Slides a little bit, but keeps it all right to this section. Not there. And he slides, smashes that backhand. Or rather, just a tap. Just a tap on the rear wing, and he continues on.
Just like Happy Gilmore, he taps it in. Taps it in, I think. But yeah, no.
Really good movie, but I was not expecting that.
I'm trying to pick up on your vibe, Carson. You do a great job of dropping a lot of references, so I'm trying to get up to speed as well. But no, that was a great little tap that he had with the wall to get it back on track, pointed the right way. Obviously, you don't want it to tap the wall, but he's doing the best he could with those really cold tires. I could only imagine 20 degrees Celsius overall. You can see the fog settling in the background. I think the track temperatures come down at least 7 degrees since we started this race.
Devin Anthony, maybe knowing he's on a stream there, flashes his brights very quickly at us. The 52 car, maroon and navy, quite the beautiful colors there as he's by himself. He definitely knows he's on stream. There's not even a car in sight for the 52 machine there. There's like a bedtime reminder on my watch. No bedtime here at Trackalicious. We go into the night. By that I mean 15 more minutes as we head down the other section, 14, 22, whatever. I'm right. Either way, 15 minutes, same thing. Eric Akassian, though, through on Rally Dutchie, just a back marker rather, so, or a front marker there.
But still exciting to see these drivers negotiate traffic like this and get over on another. It's really exciting to see, and it's really positive to see these drivers doing so well. Emirates is back in the lead by 3.1 seconds to Quinn Smith right now in the 888. Times are actually pretty close. 2:18.6 for Emirates, 2:18.4 for Quinn Smith. He's closing down just a little bit, gained even 0.3 in that last section alone. But here we are with Jaden Lloyd, Mr. Florida man himself, in the number 27.
And one thing I'm going to point out, Emirates is in third right now, and Rogerio Santos, he doesn't really have a chance of winning this at all. He's 2.6 seconds behind the driver in third place, and he's going to have to pit still. But Ricardo Rivera has not pit yet, and he's 74.3 seconds ahead. Emirates had 74.8 with a 16.3 stop time. Honestly, if he can get this through right, Ricardo Rivera might have a chance to win this race, and he needs it very, very badly. And there might be one heck of an overcut. A splash and dash could keep him on track here. He just can't lose too much time, but he will pit, unfortunately. Maybe still a splash and dash here. We'll check back with them there, though.
And he goes, Ricardo Rivera into the pits. Let's see what the strategy is. I gotta think that right now his best strategy is going to be go for the splash and dash. That 72 seconds was pretty spot on. That's all you need. It's about 3 seconds to get jacked up and then get a liter of fuel in and then back down you go. So you're right. It's going to be about 70-something seconds for him to go transient end to end, plus take a little bit of a service and get back out. So he might come back in right between Emirates and Quinn Smith at the very least. That's where he'll end up. The very best, he'll end up in front of Emirates. Let's see how this goes here.
Emirates is right now in turn 15 at Ferrari, I believe. Gosh, dude, these names, I get roasted every time after Spa, but I love the track too much to turn it down. Heading through turn 16 right now. We got Ricardo Rivera still in the pits. He's yet to stop. I'm very, very curious where this is. You can run a full splash and dash here. He pulls into a stop. We'll have to see what he does. But Jaden Lloyd right now being chased by The back marker DeBow, he's going to have to let him by here and not get caught on impeding. I'm not sure he knows there as he makes a big defense moving up towards the inside line. He's got to let DeBow here. He's straight up impeding him.
And where's Emirates coming through the source right now? Ricardo Vera, I think, is going out of the pits right now. He is, but I don't think this is going to be as close as we thought it was. And I think Emirates...
It will.
Oh, wow, it is going to be that close, isn't it?
Ricardo Rivera with one heck of an undercut. He's got 7 seconds now ahead of Emirates. We'll have to see. He's going to pull around this corner very, very briefly. There's the car in front of him. There's Emirates. Very, very back there. You see that black Lamborghini. That black Ferrari. The UAE driver has got 7 seconds now to catch up. He had a 16.3 stop. I don't think he took tires. And now he's got rather 6 seconds to catch ahead. The driver ahead is Rogerio Santos, yet to pit. I have no idea if Emirates can make this back now.
Yeah, Emirates is literally battling for position overall, so Rogerio Santos has no means to get out of the way, but he does right away at the first opportunity. Gives him a little flash of the blinker to let him know where to go, gives him the room that he needs to get through, and now Emirates has full reign to lap him down. Ricardo Rivera holding on the best he can, took an 8.4 second stop. That's a splash and dash if I've ever heard of one.
And it's so fast that it's even wrong on my ACC TV. I've got 7.9, Saagar. He is quick, so quick that there's a 5/10 difference in the timing charts. I have no idea where that even comes from.
Wow.
But 7.9 seconds stationary, and maybe there's a 5/10 differential. We'll go with 8.2. I think that's a good middle here. As Neil Kerbel trying to make a move on our team. The R8 in front of him, though, will remain in 8th. Neil Kerbel, the 395, doing everything he can, trying to get that green shell, but he doesn't want to spin him out, lose 3 coins here. He's definitely got all 10 with how fast he's going right now in 10.
Yeah, Neil Kerbel's doing a great job into 10th place right now, has all those positions gained, 12 overall, started 22nd, working his way through the field, but not without getting some paint on his paint. I think he's swapped with a couple of other drivers, and I think he's got some tire wear that's definitely rubbed off against his car right now. I wonder if he's pit. 18.2 seconds for Neil Kerbel. He did not take tires. Matt Artem definitely did, though, with a 33.3 second stop. So that number 414 has got to use his tires to the best of his ability and run away at this point in time. Trying to get this top 10 is going to be clutch for Artem.
Yeah, our team, I don't really know if that was the smartest move for him on that other end. Burakovsky, a bit of a bump to Provolone. I don't know if they're going to go side by side. I sure hope they won't. Burakovsky backs off, but he's going to get a better exit here than this Mustang. Takes a bit better of a gamer line. The V10 humming right behind that deep guttural sound of the Mustang behind that blue and red there. It's the cops versus the Fuji Competition Esports car, it seems. Sliding on the outside line is Jason Provolone. He's going to try and block him, give him a bit of a squeeze, but that V10 Lamborghini is right alongside on the bumper of the other side. He can't get through as he's squeezed a little bit by the police Mustang. Oh my goodness, that was real tight.
That was real tight. And as well, Quinn Smith just got past Rogerio Santos right now. His 2:18.725 putting down good work. And now Quinn Smith is only 2 seconds back from Emirates as well.
As these two cars ahead of him go side by side, he has to remember these are for position, but Emirates tries to split the middle, and he does. That Vuja competition car helped so much by Emirates, but towards P1, they cannot go side by side. This Lamborghini goes nip and tuck. He's smart enough, and what a good job by Drew Burakovsky to let him through without losing any pace. Turn 11, turn 10, the same name actually, I forgot about that, as they head down to turn 12, and Emirates through is Burakovsky with help from the front marker, as Provolone has to back out at the wrong time for him, and Drew Burakovsky with a masterclass of a blue flag, I'd have to say.
Yeah, really great again, threading the needle, going 3 wide after no name. Absolutely insane driving from these guys, really trying to stick it to the best of their ability, and it looks like Emirates went off track.
Ooh, Emirates into the wall there. Maybe he had some sort of lag issue. He's in the pits. Your race leader, or rather your second place finisher, I'm assuming, had some sort of issue here. He's had connection issues in the past unrelated to the server here. We'll jump on board. Maybe it was an accident, an immediate RTG. Let's take a look here. Saagar, walk us through it.
Yeah, he's coming through Corpus Fall Ferrer right now, and he looks like he's doing all right. And that looks like a very strange incident where he just parks the car. I can't even.
No. I have to assume it's maybe a fuel issue.
I
Maybe
can't.
he's still, I don't know where he's at in the standings. Yes, he's disconnected. Something on their end. They've just pulled aside. Maybe a rather a setup issue, but that will be Ricardo Rivera. Very, very happy, I have to say. First place overall. Quinn Smith 10 seconds behind and running a full second slower last lap. Jason Provolone ahead of Quinn Smith, actually, who's still trying to get himself ahead, but just cannot get that pace. Provolone to the left side. Smith has to remember they are fighting for position, and they don't have to give him up right now, as it's technically unreasonable on the other end. Provolone doesn't really have to lift, though, as Quinn Smith just came out of the turn faster. He'll use Smith's toe here to try and get back to that V10 of the Lamborghini, but as of now, looks like Burakovsky is just running away with it, as Burakovsky himself is 8/10 from Jaden Lloyd.
Yeah, using a good job of keeping that back marker in between him and his combatant that he has to deal with, and that's a good strategy to use as well. If you can back up the car behind you into the car behind you, then that's a really great strategy, and it'll slow down everybody in this pack, and then eventually you'll be able to just run away with it.
And no lights on the top of the Provolone machine, but they'd be flashing right now as he's chasing down a suspect in that police machine. The Decepticons team, the 82 is excellent. Is Stefan Buckley, is he gone? Talking about Emirates. Yes, Emirates is pulled over for whatever reason and disconnected manually. I don't know what has happened there. As Rosario Santos has either gotten into an accident or jumped into the pits. That 10 car got into an accident somewhere or other, is just leaving the pits. White flag showing for them. But Ricardo Rivera, what a pit strategy. Let's jump on board there. 12 seconds ahead of Quinn Smith, running faster with no new tires. Quinn Smith also didn't take new tires, but the 787 is flying. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 787 is going to pick up a handful of points right now. That gap is now 12 seconds overall. So Ricardo Rivera has done a great job of separating himself from the car behind. His last lap being a 2:18.5. Quinn Smith doing a 2:19.8. Just kidding. Ricardo Rivera throws down a 2:18.4 to the 2:19 of Quinn Smith behind. Doing a great job negotiating traffic and continuing to be a persistent driver. Amazing skill from these guys to keep it clean, especially when they're not taking tires.
It's Lombardo with a back marker of Professor Chronotis going down his inside, as rather Silver in the front marker behind him. He's just going to let the back marker by, as the DCs have kind of created a bit of a weird section where a bunch of the back markers are faster than all the guys on the lead lap, and Eric Acosti now behind Lombardo, also a car down, but tries to go to that inside line. Reasonable from him as Lombardo just shuts him off. Eric Acosti has to slam on the brakes. Still a stop for him. I think at this point he might just take the penalty, but oh my goodness, that was almost very, very bad with Lombardo and Gakosian. Nearly collision there, but Quinn Smith now will have clean air. He's going to have to gain 12 seconds and 3 minutes 50 seconds. And I don't think, but Carson, what is the worst dad joke you can make? I gotta sit on this one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I can't even think of one.
I can't think of any, I'm trying to think of the terrible ones. I'm going to go with something a bit generic here. Now, this one you've heard 400 million times before, so I think it's really, truly bad because of that. I don't think necessarily it's bad in itself. I just think that if I heard it one more time, I'd lose it at the person that told it to me. And now, Saagar, what do you call a cow with no legs?
I don't know. What do you call it?
Call it ground beef, Saagar. You call it ground beef, and I've heard that one so many times that I might lose my mind kind of in that section if it was told to me. I think I might actually just I don't know what's gonna happen. If you say that to me, don't say that to me in public, man. I'm gonna start crying. I'm gonna fall to my knees and cry in front of you, curl up in the fetal position, and start sobbing, as I think some of the drivers here tonight have with those DCs. And that you'd name your son Carson. Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good dad joke by my dad. And I'm actually named after Carson Palmer, Bengals quarterback, who was also on the Cardinals, led them to a miracle run against the Steelers and the Super Bowl, and lost by 1 touchdown. Rather, lost by 1 point. A miracle touchdown by the end gave the Pittsburgh Steelers the edge over the Arizona Cardinals.
That is a fun fact, Carson. That is a fun fact. No one even paid for that, and that was a good fun fact about you. Yeah, someone coughed up some channel points for that.
That year's second, I believe, on MVP voting for Carson Palmer, and was a Pro Bowler, which is the equivalent of an All-Star in the NFL. So, some facts about me. They redeemed it for Logan Sargent fanboy. Thank you very much for redeeming that fun fact. I will actually give you another one. Eroge means Red River. Carson, is your mic okay? Is it staticky and glitching? Because that sounds about right. Funky for a bit, yeah. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with my mic. It's been like that recently, but there's nothing much I can do about it. It's going to do it automatically. Unplugging it and replugging it hasn't fixed it. And sometimes it works, and I think one of those days is just one of those days.
It sounded funky for a bit. Does it still sound funky?
It does, then it doesn't. That checks out. Yeah, it's just a thing. It's your mic is missing mic. Yeah, I think that's maybe what it is. Mike is the perfect setup for me in the terms of when he's there, it doesn't happy when Mike is there. But thank you very much, Mordico, for pointing that out. I will eventually get it dealt with, but I just need to buy a new one, and I'm gonna buy a new one eventually.
Yeah, or you can just do the Mike Noss thing and throw a tie on your mic. I think that's what I'm going to do for the Wednesday stream. I'm just going to literally throw a tie onto my mic and then say, I'm joined with Mike. That way people know that Mike's always with us.
I'll throw it just on mine real quick for honors here. You won't be able to see it, but just know it's there. It's on the mic right here. Other end, one of the reconnectors, Spady Bud in 20th, higher than he actually started, despite disconnecting there. That beautiful Galaxy Cherry Blossom machine going on the other end. That's 5-finger discount.
It means you steal it, Carson.
Oh.
Means you lifted it off of something or someone.
Speaking of stealing it, I'm gonna... Yeah, I was going to say, someone who definitely has drove it like he stole it. Front of the pack right now, it's Ricardo Rivera. After all the disconnects, is Spady Bud taking the advantageous line. That was intentional, by the way, on that other end. He was trying to take that line there. It works in iRacing, but not so much in ACC. It's technically a different service in iRacing. It is technically pavement for whatever reason. It's the final lap to make moves, yes.
Almost rolling into the back of the car in front. That's not Rally Dutchy. That's A. Kelly.
It's Anthony Kelly. It's a back marker. You should just let him go. Yeah. As last lap to make moves. The closest battle on track is Kenneth Portis, but he's 1.3 seconds behind Casey Schutte. And I think Schutte has just got the other section. Is no Logan Sargent fanboy. I don't think he's watched the Clone Wars yet. I think we have to watch it together, Mike. We do have to schedule that. The people need what they deserve, as we've missed so many sub goals and so many follower goals in the top 10. Oh man, what
if you guys are watching the Clone Wars, you need to invite me to this. I cannot believe that 75 minutes has gone by already. We've had a lot of action go through, and then we had the opposite of the action go through when we had the disconnect. That will really shake things up in the championship. But Ricardo Rivera leading Quinn Smith, Wilson Fernandez, and Emirates of all people dropping out of this race, who could have had a championship win under his belt.
Yeah, he's a one-time champion here at TRACKILICIOUS, and has just had I think scheduling been the issue here. But let's take a quick look at our race leader right now, Saagar. Ricardo Rivera, 787 car, has been flying tonight. The Puerto Rico E-Racing Club sitting third right now in the championship. This will be a staple win for them. And what did you see out of Ricardo Rivera today that you liked?
The way that he just negotiated lap one. I think that was it. That really made his lap win for him by just being able to express that aggressiveness really well. He did a great job of bringing it to the finish line. And here he comes, taking it to the finish line. His P1 victory. Great job for Ricardo Rivera as he takes it home.
Ricardo Rivera will drag this championship to the Adriatic Sea next week at Misano, and it'll be an excellent win for him to keep him in it. But the man ahead of him, Quinn Smith, the 888 car, finishing second place, the TRACKILICIOUS machine there. The American will finish second overall, but the last step on the podium will belong to a Brazilian. Wilson Fernandez, the 8 car, and the Vacuum Racing car won't have a chance at the championship anymore, mathematically eliminated by Quinn Smith's finish tonight, but has a chance to hit the top of the podium with some theatrics at Misano next week. Chase Wright, 8th in the championship, surely will get a boost with this tonight. We'll have to see if all these standings are final with the disconnects, but he'll come across the line in 4th place, the 63 car. Excellent there, trailed by the 6-shooter.
And there is the 6-shooter, still getting chased down by Kenneth Portis II. at the very end of the race, only a half second separating them when they crossed the line. There's your top 6 right now. Matt Arda, wow, all the way up into 7th place when he gets to the line, driving off in no man's land as he got past Neil Kerbel and just kept setting those laps, the 219s, taking home 7th place. And here's the green shell car himself getting to the line. Neil Kerbel doing a great job finishing out the race.
Yeah,
and Mason Perchelski. Oh, Rogerio Santos still chasing down. Another battle going on for the top 10. Oh, 3/10 when it gets to the line. That's pretty epic. Mason Perchelski had a bit of a brown code brown moment as getting to the line to try to see if he was going to make it. Stefan Lindauer. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Lindauer there in the 4.8, finishing 11th overall. All there. What a finish for a car that is I guess out of meta entirely, to say the least, as Gil Silverman will come out just out of the top 10, defeated by the old machine there. Kevin Yu will finish 12th overall, a good finish for what has been a rough few weeks for the Future Competition Esports car, coming across the line in 13th, but that will do it. Race end here, we'll jump back in the studio, and excellent stuff. Our top 15 consists of Devin Anthony and Jaden Lloyd, who both had excellent comeback drives there. Your top 20 will consist of Drew Burakovsky, Jason Provolone, and Anthony Lombardo, and Riley Dutchy, and Spady Budd to round out your top 20, who came up 15 positions during that race. But obviously it has to be stated, none of these results are final. We have to see what happens with the Sunday GT3 organization and who's ever organizing it. We will definitely have something going on there with the DCs. Either way, big props to those who got back in the other section. But how'd you like that race tonight? We said some epic stuff before those DCs.
Gosh, there were so many just clips that you can grab from that race alone. So many great calls, so many great moments, so many surprise scares. I thought that was just an absolute banger of a race. And we've got people in the green room already, Carson. Do you want to go ahead and drag them in? Wilson Fernandez and Ricardo Rivera are both ready to go. I'm impressed, and I can't wait to talk to them and figure out what happened.
Yes, Saagar, and I believe you here have had a chance to catch up with Wilson Fernandez, the Triple Eight driver, finishing on the last step of the podium.
Wilson Fernandez, are you there, sir?
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you, guys.
Oh man, what an absolute banger of a race. Did you think that you were going to be able to get the top 3 at any point in time in the race, or did you just let them walk away with it?
So I was happy with the performance after the battles of the race. So when I saw the Emirates got disconnected, there was P3. I was not waiting for that. It was a great race.
Oh man, it was super exciting to see you battle it out. How did you feel about the first half of the race? There was a lot of paint exchanged on a couple first of those laps, huh?
Yeah. There's a lot of battles. Don't know what happened with Haza. He lost the pace, and so there was a lot of contacts battles. It was a mess in the Les Condes, but I survived.
Yeah, survival of the fittest for sure.
Yeah. Excellent race tonight from you, Fernandez. Anyone you'd like to thank?
I just want to thank you for your effort in the stream. So it's really nice. I will watch it later. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Wilson.
Thank you very much for racing with us, and have a great night, Wilson Fernandez. I'm going to catch up very, very briefly with Ricardo Rivera. Ricardo Rivera, race winner in Ricardo. They dragged you in very, very late, unfortunately, so I didn't catch half of that. But you just extended your championship run, my friend, and you will have it go to Mizano against Quinn Smith.
Finally, I ended up beating a Mustang.
Yeah, really tough to beat them on the straights. 25 kilograms of ballast they've had, and they're still very hard to beat, it seems. An excellent pit strategy there. What were you running through? What was the plan? Was that the plan off the rip?
Well, this is the first race I haven't changed tires. All the other races I had gone with the tire change. I think Spa is a track that tires don't wear out that much. So since the beginning, that was the plan. And I was nervous about the being first in the qualifying because there was a green track, and if it changed too fast, thankfully it didn't. I wouldn't have started where I qualified, but that helped too. Like I got like a super good start and were P1 for a few laps, and once SimGrid started catching me, I knew he wasn't in the same strategy, so I wasn't gonna like waste a lot of time trying to fight him. My only goal was Quinn Smith.
Yeah, that checks out. And just in the sense of Emirates was not really in that championship battle, but you've officially extended it, and now you're going to be in the fight. You've brought it to the Adriatic. What's going to go into practicing next week? Do you think?
I still don't know. Misano is the other way around. Is that track is pretty hard on tires, and there I cannot run the wind that low as this track, so the Mustang will have the advantage in the straight line speed there. But let's see. We're not giving up. We're giving the win easy.
Yeah, thank you very much for jumping in the race tonight and competing all championship. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much, Ricardo Rivera. Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Everyone, as always, from the team from Puerto Rico Racing Club, and everyone who watches your stream. Thanks a lot for putting all the hard work.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. And that was Ricardo Rivera, race winner. The number 53 car, you can tune in, see him next week here live on this channel and at Misano. But Saagar, I think that's all she wrote here. We're going to jump on a raid with Raja Karuth, a iRacing streamer who also happens to be a truck racing series driver. Won at Charlotte Motor Speedway this year. He is on the Hendricks Motorsports 71 car. So we'll do a quick raid there. The channel is, of course, intended for mature audiences. He does say some less than savory words, so keep that in mind if you are a minor. But Saagar, what do you have to say before this quick timer in the top right expires?
Oh, no, nothing. This was an entirely amazing race. Watch it back. I can't wait to. Thank you all so much for the love and support. I appreciate you all. Take care.
Oh, but just raided a little bit early, so whoever's still here, thank you very much. Joe, jump in that raid. Have a good night. That's going to be all from us. Bye.